I should and shouldn't be doing with my stream. But, you know, the flip side of that is that I understand, you know, that's the hustle, man. That's the industry. That's how it works. I get it. But I try my best to buck the trend and not bombard you guys with ads because it bothers the hell out of me. Hey, Yard. All right. Anyway, let's jump back over to KSP. Crack and drive design. Or, you know what? Let's just call this KSP Shenanigans. You know, it's part of, that's a, you know, Shenanigans is a restaurant that I really like. It's got a lot of goofy stuff on the walls, and they got great mozzarella sticks.
Go and throttle up.
KSP Shenanigans and going fast. Den Space News. Perfect. But how will I how will I know what to waste money on? Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Ian, what's going on, dude? D live? What about the SRB thing you were talking about earlier? Yeah, that's at 3, so we got about an hour. So we'll just jump back between KSP and doing space stuff. So right here, we have Yeet Stick number 5. If you guys aren't familiar with what this does, a guy I watched took the minimum guaranteed pay contract you can get from Twitch, 3 to 6 ads every 10 minutes like clockwork if you're not subbed. Yeah, caveman. One of the things I've learned as I got older is that if you're a contractor, your pay isn't fixed, right? You can renegotiate the contract. And yeah, it works. It does work in your favor, and they, you know, you can renegotiate from time to time. G-Funky, I drove 3 hours to see the launch. You know what, G-Funky? Driving to see a launch in Vandenberg, even if it's scrubs, doesn't seem like that big of a deal to me. You know why it doesn't seem like that big of a deal? Because you still get one of like the prettiest drives in history. I mean, does it eat 5 sticks at a time? No, it's the 5th design. You sick? I'm getting over COVID, Yard, still. I had COVID a month ago. I feel fine. I was talking about a second ago. I just cough like crazy, dude. So I apologize if I keep coughing a lot. Funky, yeah. I mean, I'd assume you're coming from like, you know, down near Los Angeles. That's a beautiful drive, dude. I would, dude, if I lived in Southern California, I would drive to every Vandenberg launch. Hey, I just tested positive 30 minutes ago. Oh. True, just a little disappointed. It'll launch tomorrow, man. That's the kind of thing, dudes. You guys want to see launches, you got to plan around it. You got to plan that it might scrub. I mean, that's rare with Falcon 9s, G. That's very rare, but it does happen. Why do I feel like some railroads? I want to play Kerbal today. Firework. The reason why is with Kerbal, I can just kind of stop what I'm doing and we can switch back. And because there was, you know, the Falcon 9 scrub now, and then we have a SRB test, flight support booster, 5-segment SRB test up in Utah that's happening in about an hour. Kerbal is a good game. Kerbal Shenanigans are fun to be able to switch back and forth. You know what I mean? Can we do MLV instead? See, Blue, MLV is a project. If I get involved, I'm gonna miss the booster test, man. I gotta be careful. I'm gonna need a cough drop, dude. Is that the new composite booster casing? I'm not 100% sure. It's my fault. I jinxed it by asking out loud how long has it been since a Falcon 9 scrubbed. Hunster, that's the first scrub that I... Dude, I can't remember. I can't remember the last time a Falcon 9 scrubbed. What is the booster going to be used for? It's testing one of SLS's boosters, Space. I'm not exactly sure what they're testing with flight support, with this new flight support booster, but they wouldn't do a booster test unless they had a new upgrade for said booster. So it might be the composite casings. Who knows? I don't know. DM2 had a 24-hour turnaround, Dink. Yeah, that's right. DM2 had a 24-hour turnaround because of lightning. I think that may have been the last scrub. Yeah, unbelievable. 7.1 test is happening right now. Galaxy, tell me if something happens. All right. Anyway, let's build Yeet Stick 5 into a ship. All right. I'm gonna save that the way it is, and then it's in the Yeet category. Well, Reagan, it's not necessarily that it's boring. Like, I could sit there and I could watch the test, dude. And I could probably be entertaining and we could talk about Starship and all this other stuff. But 7.1 is a little bit of a hard sell because the tank turns white, like you said, right? And then it just doesn't. Confirmed 24-hour scrub or not, yeah. Alright, give me this. Oh, yeah. Bay. Info on FSB2. Thanks, Mutter. No, we had an engine start issue after that. I don't remember the mission. Yeah. Okay. The flight support booster. Okay, one booster's fixed this at approximately fired for approximately 2 minutes. Same amount of time, same amount of fire power as it would be fired during launch. Fire the booster during demonstration called the flight support booster test to evaluate materials and processes to improve boosters for future Artemis missions. That's very, very vague. Why are we looking at a shuttle? Well, I said I wanted to put the Kraken drive in something. Because we don't have a great deal of time, fellas. We don't have a great deal of time before the booster before the flight test, so I mean, you guys ever watched second season of For All Mankind, as much as I hate it? You guys ever watched that? GPS 3 in October 2020 was the engine scrub. I hate that series the more I watch it. Ando, I'm telling you, man. Dude, I watched season 1. Season 1 is fantastic. I watched season I'll be honest. I didn't even watch season 2. I saw season 2 and I was like, No. Yeah. And from what I understand, it's really good and it's really exciting, etc., etc. That's fine. Whatever. It's all good. Like, I understand people like it. It's sci-fi. It's all set. But also, oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. It looks like some of the struts got a little messed up. The drive is not going to work as advertised. Some of the struts aren't connecting in the way that I want. Hang on. So I'm gonna put this in the shuttle payload bay, and yeah, we're gonna have some fun with this. I'm gonna try to make the drive in the exact same way that it was in the craft file. Sometimes when you move craft files between like sub-assemblies like this, it doesn't always work exactly how you want, and the struts don't end up getting placed in the right spots. So you have to replace them manually, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. There we go. What we're gonna have to do with this thing though is, so first of all, we have to make sure it's pointing through the COM. If it's not pointing through the center of mass, this thing will flip out. Dub. Yeah, no, the later seasons of For All Mankind kind of lost me. I watched the trailer and I was like, nope, nope, nope. Nope, I don't need to watch this. But yeah, it just, yeah, it got a little it got a little too sci-fi for me. Too sci-fi for me. Okay. There we go. The drive is centered. Now we gotta strut this thing. Uh-oh. Hang on. Let's secure this in the payload bay and we'll go from there. See, I always like to clean up the struts and make the struts look like make the struts look like they're attached. The reason why I like doing this is because it lets me know that this is a strut that I placed. And I always snap them to an absolute axis. Like that. And point them at each other. And that, once again, that shows that these struts are something that I placed. And they're not just a random strut. Because sometimes in KSP, random struts just happen. And then what we'll do here is we'll do something very similar to how the shuttle mounted payloads in the payload bay. Because that's the mount part, and I've been really getting into mounting stuff on physicsless parts. That's really physicsless parts. If you need something to stay still, mount it on a physicsless part. It doesn't bend. Have you seen the new Boys season? I'm caught up on the Boys, dude. The Boys is just strange, but I'm pretty sure that that's the whole idea behind it. It's supposed to be weird like that. Done with Terminal List now. Appreciate the recommendation, by the way. You remember the HRT team leader? Yes. Yeah, Max, I finished it last week, but yeah, what's up? Every time a Kraken drive starts up, I imagine Zephyr Cochrane's voice when the warp drive is first initiated. Yep. Is that the most beautiful spacecraft ever built that you see there? It is. Nate Boyer is the guy's name. Nate Boyer. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Max, dude, the way people move in that show, I'm like... Yeah. Max, the way people move around in that show, like Chris Pratt, you could tell that he was trained, right? He's not ex-military, right? But I mean, he did a pretty good job. But I could just tell by the way some of those guys were moving, like, okay, a very simple one. Tapping your buddy on the back. That's a very simple thing. Tapping your buddy on the back, or them throwing the glow lights out for IFF. Like, little stuff like that. I'm like, dude, these guys operate. These guys are, some of these actors are real operators. I knew it. No spoilers, Denny. No spoilers. No spoilers. We're talking about Terminal List, and I'm not. Once again, I ain't spoiling anything. If you haven't seen Terminal List and you like action movies, you'll like Terminal List. Terminal List is good. It's like, it reminds me of Shooter. How's the AC doing today? 82 degrees in here, Ford. Hey, Orion, 22-month resub. Thank you. There were some things here and there, but Max, Denny, long story short, the actors and actresses in the movie, a lot of them are ex-military, so the movements in the movie are right. It got a lot of it right. There are some things here and there, Max. I see it. I know what you're talking about. There are some things there here and there, and my guess is that they did that for creative liberties, meaning that, you know, like, okay, take like For All Mankind, for instance. There are some creative liberties there to take for the plot. Or Gravity, for instance. Gravity is a movie about space. It's more of a space thriller than sci-fi, right? And Gravity, by modern, like, or not by modern, well, Gravity defies physics. For what you can't go from a Hubble servicing mission to the ISS. You would need like 10,000 kilometers delta V, but they did it in the movie. So some liberties were taken. Max, that's why that's the unrealistic parts, I assume, were there because they needed to have a story, right? Yeah, this is Terminal List on Amazon Prime. Chris Pratt's in it, so Star-Lord's in it. It's great. It's a fantastic action movie. If you like Shooter, you'll like Terminal List. It's like that kind of action movie. It's fun. Yeah, Cyborg, I know what you mean. Yeah, Dingleberg, like I said, they got to make a story. You have to make a story somehow. The first episode gets a little confusing, but the show finds its feet by 2 to 3, and it gets amazing by episode 5. It's so good. Did you ever read the book Shooter was based on? No, Denny, I haven't. Did my Cal controllers get deleted? Nope. Cal controller is still working. Is the overclock control working correctly? Overclock control is working right. But yeah, like, so one of the guys in the movie is that's one of the characters is an ex-Green Beret. So, well, not ex-Green Beret, but he's a Green Beret that's in the movie. Like, you could, like, that's what I mean about Terminal List. Denny, that's what we were talking about. It's very clear that there are people in the movie that really know what the hell they're doing, and it's shown. They made it a thing to show that, which is cool. There are some discrepancies here and there with like how they move and stuff, but like I said, they probably did that to make a story, because yeah. Green Beret and played the NFL. Yeah, Max, dude. There's a lot of ex-military guys that end up joining the NFL. You know why? Because they know how to work with a team. Team players are very, especially in football, I mean, in American football, you really need to work as a team. Because playing offense in football is like operating, dude. You really need to work together. If you don't work together, you will fail miserably. It doesn't matter how much talent you have on your team. I mean, you know, European football is the same way. It's the same way. You have to work as a team. You don't work as a team, you'll lose. So, I mean, like, so, Max, there's like a guy that played for the Steelers. So, Villanueva, he's, I don't know if he plays for the Steelers anymore. I think he played 7 seasons in the NFL. Did he retire? Signs with the Pixar 6. He's still signing with the Baltimore Ravens in 2021. He retired. Look at Villanueva. This guy's an absolute chunker. He's a chunker, and he's an Army Ranger, Bronze Star Army Ranger, and then he played for the Steelers, dude. The guy's an absolute animal on the field. Yeah, nutso. The guy, dude. Look at this. 2 meter tall, 145. Bro, this guy will rip you in half. He's 6'9", 320. Bro, this guy could move. This guy could pull a truck around, no problem. He pulled my truck around. He'd probably just push it for fun. Unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of players in the NFL like that. There's Villanueva, and then another one I can think of off the top of my head is Pat Tillman. Pat Tillman played on the Cards. He played on the Cards, and he unfortunately passed away. Passed away in the sandbox, dude. Sucks. He's a great football player. Yeah, Villanueva is an absolute unit, dude. That guy was an insanely good. I think he was an offensive tackle. He was really, really good. Like, that guy, people would try to run at him and they just bounce off. Yeah. Take my cover off for Pat, dude. Absolutely. He'd rip me into, dude, yeah, and I'm not a small person. Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, some of these guys, dude, it's just like, oh, are you sure you're not like some like Terminator experiment or something? Because I've met some NFL players in my travels. I met Gronk one time, Max. I saw him at an auto show. We were just checking out cars and stuff, and he was there signing stuff, and I shook the dude's hand. And fellas, look, I don't have a small hand. Look at that. I mean, I don't have a small hand. When I shook Gronk's hand, he shook my hand, and his middle finger and his thumb were touching each other. So when you shake someone's hand and you do this, his middle finger and his thumb were touching each other. His hand wrapped entirely around mine, and I'm just like, okay, this is a scale that I just don't understand. Yeah, Gronk is a big dude. He's as big as Villanueva is, but yeah, he's like 6'9", 280 or something. Like, it's just, whoa, okay. Anyway, let's jump into this. Dude, yeah, no, these guys are chonkers. They're freaking ridiculous. All right, we ready to go fast in the shuttle? Look up Pat Tillman. I just did, goalie. I know about Pat Tillman. That's why I took my cover off, man. It sucks because freaking friendly fire, man. What a waste. .6'5", 265. I mean, Tessa, that is like bulldozer. Yeah, I know about Tillman. I remember when it happened. That upset me a little bit. Anyway, okay. Shuttle has the drive in it. We have to get it off the ground somehow, though. I'm not sure these engines are going to get us there. CTS-NG has an ET and SRBs, no? Yeah. It does.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
Yeah, see, I came up with the idea using a fairing, the dark fairing for the nose cone. And then we have our panel tile TPS there. Oh, man, this thing, dude. You know what I want to do, fellas? I'm not guaranteeing anything, but how about in my career mode save? I have a career mode save. We have a career mode. I want to use the shuttle. I want to use the shuttle in career mode. We don't need to use it in mission mode, but I worked way too hard on this thing to not use it. I want to use it in career mode. And like once again, no guarantees. I'll think about it, but also want to use it in career mode. All right, give me that. Plop that down. There we go. We honestly should use it in mission mode at some point at least. We need more shuttle. I gotta build the pad if we want to use it in mission mode, someone. And don't get me wrong, I could do it. I'm not sure that we would have our integration rules satisfied. It would take a second to put the shuttle stack together, but... Oh, yeah, you repost. Are we gonna work on MLV GSE today? Maybe after the test. What is that, dude? Figured you'd appreciate this. I designed a holder for heavy filament spools. 3 and 5 kilogram spools for my 22-pound Rossi project, and it didn't work out perfectly. First link is CAD, second link is what I ended up working with. So someone... So that's the holder for the spool. Am I looking at this correctly? Yeah, you had a little bit of a problem there. The spool is the cylinder bit. You need something to square this, dude. The bolts will work, but the bolts are just holding these together like this. There's nothing stopping those things from doing this a little bit. The two triangles will move like this. Square them on the bottom with a like make them fit into a plate, and then put a flange out here and bolt it to it. And then get rid of the lower bolts, unless you're using those for the spool to ride on, then keep them there. And then, yeah, bolt this to a base plate, dude, and then it should work. That's your problem. These two triangles will ride like this when the thing tries to move. You need to square it up, and you need to keep it square. And don't get me wrong, hard bolts can do that, but bolts do have play. That's... Bolts and flanges like that, they have play. Remember, Elon was talking about that in the last Starship presentation. He was talking about it. He was talking about how flanges don't like structure. And that's true. They don't. So make a base plate for it, dude. And make the thing fit into a base plate. And then either glue it or bolt it down. And it'll work just fine. You need something to square it up. You need to square up these two, because if I'm looking at this right, you snap the PLA snapped right there. You know why it snapped right there? Because it did this. The two triangles they didn't stay completely square. So make a piece, make like a dovetail right here on either end, and then make a piece that fits in, and then glue that sucker together. Yeah, as I was gluing together what I salvaged at the 3 broken parts, I realized I literally could have just made it a hollow cube with one bolt going down the center. Also, it seems that with the heavier spools, my printer just doesn't have the force to rotate the spool vertically while it's full. You're... This thing is sideways? Oh. Oh. Crew 5 is now targeting September 29th. The delay will allow SpaceX to complete hardware testing after they had an incident during the transport of the Crew 5 booster. Good to know. Yeah, it's now laying on its side. It was meant to stand up. Yeah. See, you turned it on its side, someone, so now it wasn't designed for force to be applied this way. You're going to get friction right here, and it's most likely going to bind up. And that looks like that's what happened right there. You gotta, so someone, whenever I design something, and this is in Kerbal, but keep in mind, Kerbal does have gravitational acceleration, just like real life does. You gotta really think about how force is going to be applied, how gravity is going to be applied to this, right? If it's standing up like this, and gravity is pushing this down, that's gonna hold up just fine. But when this thing starts turning, when the printer starts tugging on the spool and the spool starts spinning, what's gonna happen? You're gonna get slightly. It's probably gonna be negligible, but you're gonna get, if the spool is pulling from one side, your wheel is going to turn, right? I was gonna say you're gonna get angular momentum, but that's not really how that works. You have to spin to do that. So if your wheel is like this, and it's tugging on one side, it's gonna move like that, and then it's gonna bind, and then those two triangles that you made are gonna twist. You need to find a way to keep this centered. To keep it centered and keep it true to the thing that it's holding. If it doesn't stay true like that, like maybe go buy some ball bearings or something and make it work like that. Or some type of tapered mount here, someone. So like, don't put a bolt there, put two, like, here. Trust me, man, I'm good at this stuff. So like, you have your two posts like this, and then you have your bolts that are holding them together. Like that. And then up here, you have the bolt hole right there, and then you have the bolt hole right there. Make a part that looks like an arrow. Right? Like this. And then put a bolt on the end. Like have it thread out and put a bolt on the end on both sides. The reason why you want to do this is for the same reason why railroad wheels are tapered. If you have two tapered edges like this, the spool will naturally always want to center itself. It'll want to, because gravity's pushing down on it, it'll want to stay centered. And then, if you want to replace a spool, what you could do is just put a hinge right here, make some kind of hinge piece, and then this piece can just rotate down with a locking mechanism. You rotate it down, take out a spool, put another spool in, rotate it back up. You can get crazy with this stuff, man. But tapered spacers like that will make sure that the spool stays centered so it doesn't bind. See what I'm talking about? Are we watching the SRB test? Yep. Yeah, if you put threaded rod through and have the tapered spacers connect, that'll work as well, and that'll probably be stronger. But that means you have to take this whole thing apart every time you want to print a spool. Now, another thing that you could do is just say, screw it, print a bunch of these things, and make a bracket and put them all next to each other, like on the wall, next to the 3D printer, so you just pull the spool, and they'll all hold. See what I'm talking about? And they will stay centered like a railroad, like how a railroad stays centered on the rails, and how it kind of tilts the wheel a little bit when it's going around a corner, so the wheels will stay centered on the tracks. See what I'm talking about? See last pose. Someone crashed into the Crew 5 booster. We heard about that. Hey, Meister. Alright, anyway. I've been trying to get the shuttle going here. That someone was a bridge. Is that what's going on, Ark? I don't know. Oh, it's getting hotter in here. But your boy will deal. They hit an overpass with the booster? Oh. If they hit an overpass with the booster... See, that's what I wanted to check. The booster rides interstage first. Because the center of mass of the booster is right there. Oh, man. Dude, you probably get great tongue weight with this thing. Yeah. That means the attachment mechanism for the second stage probably got dinged up a bit. Because they ride... Falcon 9 rides engines out the back. Yeah, you might need a new interstage. Honestly, Thomas, I would take that booster I would take the interstage apart. Take the whole interstage off, dude. You gotta be sure. You have to be sure with this stuff. They needed to replace the entire interstage and systems that are inside the interstage. Yep. Or just use another booster. Yeah. Ask SpaceX if they can use another booster. I wouldn't put people on that if the truck, if the interstage hit a bridge when they were transporting it. Yeah, I wouldn't screw with it. I wouldn't. Yeah, no. That's not a good idea. Don't screw around with that. Right? All right. We need something to get the shuttle up off the ground. They also performed X-rays on the welds just in case. Good idea. Yeah, see, SpaceX knows what's good. I know they know what they're doing. I trust them. All right, so what we'll do is we'll take off with some jet motors here, and then we'll go from there. This looks like it's gonna end up looking like Buran. That didn't screw with their center of lift too much, did it? Yeah, that should be alright. Oh, Jebinold! We probably want to put an engineer on this just in case, because where these guys are going, it's Rainer here. Yeah. We'll put this into the EDIS folder, and let's go. Seems to me they got complacent. It depends on how fast the truck was going when it hit the bridge journey. If it hit the bridge going over 20 miles an hour, that booster needs to be taken. It needs to be taken apart. You got to take the whole thing apart. You can't be sure because it's gonna leave. It's gonna have a ripple effect on the booster. All right, this is fine. Any particular reason why we're going this way? Yep, no, that's not gonna work. Is that a good way to lose your job transporting Falcon 9 rockets? I think it'll be okay. I think they'll be fine, fellas. Need a little ballast. Yeah. Doesn't like it having all that stuff back there. But I need to carry some ohms fuel so we can use the RCS in space. So here's what we'll do. Let me go here like this, and we don't need a lot of liquid fuel. And then let me put these like a tick forward. And then what I want is drogue chutes up here on these things. And I want to put the drogue chute up at the front, so when we go to pop the chute and this thing comes off here, the things go like this. They fly off the back wing. And then what we can do is, yeah, all right. Another thing that we could do is just move that forward just a little bit. Alright, that should be fine. Yeah, we might run into some issues, but we'll see. Jebber? Okay, we're good. You guys ever seen Cowboy Bebop? That episode with you know. You know the episode. Is it pig's butt pork? Good call. Wow, that was actually enough. The elevons make enough pitch moment to get it to go. See that? The shuttle can't do that in real life. The landing gear can't go up. Good to see that it is working. We're gonna stall if I don't. Yeah, alright, cool. So, let's just get in here like this and... Something is not run correctly here. I think it's those ones. What's moving? Those struts aren't moving. Oh, those ones. Yep, that's not right. Hang on, let me back out the cow controller. We can run this with no strut. It won't work as well, but... Get the accelerometer out so we can see what the heck we're doing.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
Hey JN, long time no see, man. I've been watching since 2013, when I started my bachelor's in AE. Tomorrow I defend my PhD thesis. Thanks for all the inspiration over the years. My pleasure, dude. There we go. Yeah, we insta-drain the, we insta-drain it because of the overclock here. Let me go in here like this. Why do you have a Kraken drive on the shuttle? Because I want to. Oh, there it goes. Yep. Oh, yep. That's the end of that. Wow. That was graphic. Whoa. The booster hit a bridge in Van Horn. Coincidence? I think not. Dude, that was graphic. Does this make sense to you? I asked NASA why the contract with SpaceX to launch the Roman Space Telescope is for launch in October 2026 when it already has slipped to May 2027. And if SpaceX gets more cash, if the contracted launch date slips, here's the reply. SpaceX has committed to a launch readiness by October 2026 in advance of the agency's commitment to Roman no later than 2027. The project plans toward an earlier launch readiness date to build reserve into the timeline. As to your second question, this is a response from Rob Stute, Launch Service Task Order Manager for LSP. The NLS 2 contract contains launch delay and terms and conditions that apply to both NASA and the contractor. cause delays. Any potential change in a task order's cost, either increasing or decreasing, would be governed by those terms and conditions, and it's very situation specific. That's going to take a second to unpack that, Phil. That would take a second for me to kind of unpack, dude. Because, yeah, I'd have to go and read about the systems engineering. Alright, that strut needs to be redone. That strut needs to be like that. That, once again, that's from sub-assembling the drive. You could use metal if you want, but it's all about the tapered holders, someone. Sorry, the wall of text. I saw it, but yeah. I think I see. I'm definitely going to do that with the tapered holders. I'll try to come up with a mechanism. Well, someone, here's the thing. Okay, let's pause this for a second. I'll teach you a little bit about implementation and engineering. Okay, so you have your holder. We decided that tapered rods are a good idea. Do you just 3D print the threaded rod that goes through, or do you use metal? What are you trying to do? Well, your first one had a problem with binding. I can tell by just how it broke. First one had a problem with binding. The tapered rods fix the binding. Now, do you think that a metal rod is going to change how the tapered rods act? No. So you don't need to use a metal rod. Just 3D print the whole thing. And then, if it doesn't work, then switch to a metal threaded rod. See what I'm saying? When you're implementing something, when you're designing something like this, and I can speak to this being a 3D modeler and knowing what I know about systems engineering, right? Like, what are you trying to do? That's the big one. What are you trying to do? Right? That's the big one. How's the move going? I start really moving stuff on August 1st. Oh no, so yeah, I got a couple weeks here. See last two. SRB test is now on NSF. Wow, they have somebody out in Utah? Yeah, but it's not going to be under a good bit of stress. It's not like it tugs on that thing like a pulley or something. Your tension on the PLA filament is not going to be ridiculously high, right? All right, I want to get this thing working once. I just go straight to metal threaded rod. PLA creeps even if it doesn't outright fail. I mean, if you want to over-engineer it, if you have metal, do it. So just make some tapered spacers with a thread inside and go from there. Personally, I would use 2 metal bolts, and I would have the tapered spacer on 2 metal bolts, and those tapered spacers should be able to move. They should be able to. The whole bolt should be able to move. Like, you don't want those things kind of sitting still. You want them to kind of. Well, actually, you could have them sitting still, but it's just going to scrape the PLA off. But whatever. Yeah, I don't know. We're packing right now. I haven't, dude. I'm a little bit behind. I haven't even touched my office. My office has a lot of stuff in it. I got flight joysticks, steering wheels, all this other stuff. All my space Legos. Yeah, that's what the body flap is used for on the shuttle. It's fine. Now the struts are in the right spot. Oh yeah, I forgot to turn the jet engines off. Get at that control surface now, we're gonna die. I'm all over the place today. I'm making stupid mistakes in KSP. Hey Crazy, what's going on? The new test time is 3:09. We'll go live at 3:02. Oh, okay. Alright, let me think about this. Yeah, no, you know what? That's fine. It's fine. We'll just roll with them. I just needed more coffee, that's all. Control surface is on. Coffee fixes all problems, agreed. You know what? I got an idea. This should... Oh no, we gotta... Yeah, we gotta take off. Unless... Come on, start accelerating. Come on! Nope, it didn't like it. We shouldn't have the drive in the arm position like that. Use the RCS. Come on, baby. Get up. There we go. This is fine. Okay, drive's engaged. Shut the engines down. And bye-bye. Oh yeah, I'm sure that's real good. That's real good for it. Just scrape the top, it's fine, it'll work. Jeb, we must go faster. Alright, let's get the accelerometer out. Toggle the display, pin the accelerometer, get the Kraken rod actuator controller for the drive out, and punch it. We just basically put an Epstein drive inside of a shuttle. Let the chutes fill before you ditch the engines. The shuttle is spreading its wings with no SRBs and going transonic. Well, actually, well, we're way past that, Jerry. Go faster, shuttle. Go faster! Gotta be very careful. It's a little finicky. Can you land it on the moon for memes? That's where I was going. These things are so fun. No, Yarg, we gotta get the shuttle to the moon because of the For All Mankind memes, obviously. How are we looking? Thermal is looking okay. Okay, slow her down. We have engine cut off. Would you ever allow this in mission mode? I guess it kind of depends. I really want mission mode to be more about teaching people how it works in real life. So, I don't know. Maybe career mode, dude. I was thinking about this, guys. Like, I want to do crazy stuff in KSP still, like how we used to do with the old mission mode back in the day. I used to just do whatever worked, right? But I want mission mode 2 to be more about teaching people how the real stuff works. And then in the career mode, I think we could just do stupid things. The career mode save, I think, would be fun. Jeb is also dead in the career mode save. Just thought I'd let you know. Yeah, that's basically... Yarg, that's basically career. I want career to, you know, be fun. Well, fellas, I'll be honest with you. If I was going to design this system, you know, when you're engineering a system for a spacecraft, it's centered around the propulsion. So we would have to do the testing to make sure that this works right. We can't have this break when we're like going 400,000 meters a second towards Duna. It can't break. So we'd have to come up with operating parameters for it and how to fly it, how to maneuver it, etc., etc. It would be that's the kind of stuff we have to do. Yeah, Yarg, that's kind of the reason why I'm testing Yeet Stick 5 with the shuttle. How heavy is this thing? It's 50 tons, and it is having no problems moving this thing. So, you know what? We're pointed at the moon already. Yeet Stick 5. Yep, that's the name of this drive right here. Because watch what it's going to do, John. Ready? Watch the accelerometer. We're not accelerating because no engines are on right now. Or are they? The Yeet Stick is working. 5 Gs. Or no, we're not at 5. Now we're at 5 Gs of acceleration. This actually still has the rotating mechanism in it, Tybot, in case I absolutely need it. But the rotating mechanism is just rotor braked right now. I find that works. I don't know why. I think it's because we attached the landing gear on a robotic part. And that seems to do work pretty well. Let's push it. 7 Gs. Drive is still stable. 8. 9. 10 Gs of acceleration. We're almost at maximum. We're at maximum throw. The drive can move 50 tons up. Yep. Nope. Bob and Rainer are... Yep. Here comes the juice! They're just in cryo sleep, guys. Yeah, we're at nice constant 10 G acceleration. Shuttle's now braking 10 kilometers a second here in 3, 2, 1. There it goes. Passed. Oh, what's our approach? Gonna get to the moon before the SRB test goes off. It's interesting, though. We threw this drive to maximum throw, and I honestly think if we could extend these pistons even more, that it could probably stably go faster. Remember, what we're looking for here is stable. We're looking for this drive to be stable. Oh. Uh-oh. We Solomon Epstein'd ourselves. Yep. Yep, we Epstein'd ourselves. Not that one. One from The Expanse. Yep. Did I never put a probe core on this shuttle? There's no way. Oh yeah, I guess not. Yeah, I have no way to control the drive. So we're just gonna keep going. Wait. I thought this shuttle didn't have safe protection from solar rays like For All Mankind Season 2. What do you mean? Like, see, that's what I mean about For All Mankind. What do you mean the shuttle doesn't have protection against solar rays? There's this thing on the bottom that's designed to deflect plasma. You're telling me that that can't deflect some thermal? I thought in real life the shuttle could only do low Earth orbit. The shuttle cannot do what you see on this screen. No way. The shuttle is just a low Earth orbit access vehicle. So it could have gone to the moon. If it had the Delta V, sure, why not? All you gotta do is keep the TPS pointed at the sun. You should be fine. You gonna watch FSB too? Yeah. I guess we sit here and we see how fast that thing ends up going until we crash into the moon, because that's what's gonna happen. NASA TV.
Taken.
Ooh, EVA footage. Looks like you gotta start early next Wednesday because of Dr. Z. Join me for an update on the Mars sample return and ESA partners to discuss the news on the campaign's conceptual designs. Wednesday, July 27th. Alright, that's no problem. Why you know revert? We're gonna see how fast it goes. This is the stream for FSB. But it's on Facebook Live. That's not a Facebook link. I'm just kidding. Well, at least we know this thing can move 50 tons at a nice 10 Gs of acceleration and be extremely stable. That's good. But we are literally going to crash into the moon here. If we're, yeah, we're going to hit the moon probably at about 40, 50 kilometers a second here. They slightly grazed the solar array. Okay. Oh, CubeSat deploy. Did he just throw it? Did Oleg throw that CubeSat? Yeah, okay. Alright, we'll halt testing there for a moment, and I will switch us to the booster test. But NASA's probably going to be a little late. You know what? We'll just keep going. Can you not slow down? Jeb's knocked out, and I guess I don't have a probe core on this shuttle. I could have sworn I put one on here, but I guess not. Yeah, the second that Jeb blacked out, yeah, we have no control. The drive's just going to keep accelerating us into the moon. There's really... This is what I mean. Like, this drive would be fun for career mode where we can just kind of do whatever, right? So we'll just kind of do whatever. But this drive has consequences if you're not careful, and those consequences usually mean death. We are currently going 37 kilometers a second. My reaction to this, if this was in mission mode, would be hilarious. I would be very annoyed, Brian, because, yeah, there's literally nothing we can do about this. We're going to crash right into the surface of the moon. How long until impact? 1 minute. 40 kilometers a second. That is well beyond escape velocity of the sun, of our sun, not KSP, of our sun. What do? We die. We cough? Yeah, a little bit. Oh, we're inside of lunar SOI. I don't want to see my shuttle get blown away like this, but it's going to happen. We're going to do a Ranger here. 0.13C in climbing. I think it's 0.013. Yeah, fellas, we ain't in time warp here either. 46 kilometers a second. I'm going to turn the sound down in KSP because sometimes when you hit stuff really, really hard in KSP, yeah, see? Well, sir, we're stuck in the moon's gravitational pull. What do we do? We die. This shuttle is no more. It has ceased to be. FSB-2 has been delayed again? Oh. Did you conduct a planetary defense evaluation to make sure it wasn't going to contaminate the moon? No, I didn't. We already contaminated the moon with human feces, so yeah, I don't really care. So, no probe core in this thing, huh? I could have sworn I put one on here, but I guess not. Why not keep the jets? I don't know how those would have helped us, Forlorn, but again, well, this thing shows that we can move 50 tons around and it's not really that big of a deal. We actually hit maximum throw for this thing, and yeah, oh no. That strut's moving. Get rid of those. Wow. Yeah, okay. There was a strut holding that drive back. There was a strut holding the drive. Oh, wow. I'm gonna put a probe core on here so we can control it. Wow, there was a strut holding that thing. I was wondering why we hit maximum throw and the thing didn't break. Like, why? I was like, wait a minute, that's not right. You removed the final safety measure? Forlorn, it was a safety measure that didn't really help us. We definitely were not safer. That's for sure. So we're waiting on the booster test here. It sounds like it got delayed a little bit again, but we'll wait. Is is there anything that can protect the crew against excessive G-forces? When they pass out, Luca, they basically... I don't think you... Like, when they pass out, I don't think it, like, kills them. It doesn't kill them, and they're just passed out. The Kerbals always come back, if I'm remembering... well, not remembering, if I'm understanding that right. Alright, let's see if we can make the shuttle stand up. Have I missed the test? Nope. Why did you remove the safety strut? Because I want to go fast. Weird idea. Instead of making a one-size-fits-all spool holder, what if I just make something go into the spool itself? That way any size spool can work with it. Sorry to keep bugging you about the spool holder stuff. The tapered rods fix that problem, someone. With the tapered rods, it doesn't matter the inner diameter of the spool or the size of the spool itself. It'll stay centered all the time. Click. It's fine. It's fine. What kind of engine is this? Kraken drive? Oh no, hack gravity isn't on. No, see? No cheats are enabled. My calculations are correct. When this baby gets over 200 meters, you're gonna see some serious stuff. Maybe it was 220. Come on, click. The cargo can go in the front of the cargo bay. She won't click. Okay, so maybe it's 400. Sometimes it's 200, sometimes it's 400, oh no. I still haven't figured out exactly why it does this. But we should start to go fast. Guaranteed. Right about now. Watch, you'll see the accelerometer and the G meter will go insane. And then KSC will not be near us anymore. Huh. Interesting. The drive isn't clicking on. Maybe if we do this. Interesting. Yeah, Nej, I know. I'm still getting over COVID, buddy. Interesting. How's the booster test doing? I'm gonna need a cough drop soon. Interesting. Alright. Let's try it again. It's because you have the brakes on. Yeah. You know what? I checked, as you never know. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what we made here, but the drive isn't clicking on. Yep, it's pushing the housing. I see what it's doing. It's pushing the housing. We gotta land. Let me just make sure my pitch control actuators are online. And brakes off. Bye-bye. The frickin' brakes. Ready? Whoop. There we go. That's what the body flap was used for, right? Just overclock some ion engines. Now that is an amazing Kraken drive. I mean, you're gonna use up xenon gas. Wait. That's actually a pretty damn good idea, John. Can you do that? It sucks power and gas pretty quickly, though. Yeah. It's a technique I discovered on the YouTubes. Yeah. Interesting. Alright, that should hold this in place just fine. Yeah, John, I remember when we figured that out a long time ago. Yeah, if you negatively charge the engine, it'll generate propellants for you. If you underclock the engine, it'll generate propellants, which is really funny. Reversing chemical changes. That's not how that works at all. All right, set us to radial out here again. 1 to engage the drive. Accelerometer on. I don't want this housing to move. That's the engine mount for the drive, this structural fuselage. What are we testing? How fast the shuttle can go. Alright, pin the cow. Alright. There we go. Kraken drives, I think, are actually more efficient than ion drives, but overclocking ion drives is actually pretty cool. I mean, John, you know what the funny thing is? You know, not a lot of... We talked about this, like, kind of quickly yesterday. Ion engines are scalable. They're scalable. What's the problem? So what happens when you overclock an ion engine in KSP? you zap your electricity very quickly. And the gas, right? You'll zap it all really quick. That's the problem. That's why we don't have ion drives like powering rockets in real life. You'll basically instantly zap your electricity and your gas if you try to make it as powerful as a chemical rocket. We can't generate that kind of power in space. We need a flux capacitor in space. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Why aren't we going fast? Go faster! The drive isn't clicking on. Maybe we need some acceleration. Nope. Guess we needed that strut. I don't understand. First of all, I don't understand what that strut was attached to. And second of all, whatever it was, it made the drive go really, really fast. I don't know what that damn strut attached itself to. I couldn't see. It was like right here. The strut end was like right there. I'm not sure. But whatever that strut did, whatever it was holding in place really freaking worked. But now it doesn't seem to want to do it. Maybe if we just go a little bit faster. We do a dark star. Get some airspeed here. No, Mega, it's usually 5 meters a second, dude. Yep, we're dead. Bonk. Interesting. That's weird, man. Now I gotta figure out what the hell that strut was attached to. Because whatever that strut was holding in place, it made the drive work. That strut was like... I had it in 3 times symmetry off the payload bay, like this, and it was attached like that. There we go. It strutted to the landing gear? Hold on a minute. Hang on a minute. It was strutted to the landing gear, dude. It's not aligned though. Hold on. Interesting. We may have learned something here, fellas. Oh, it's octagonal symmetry. I'm stupid. Wow. That EJ wins the dumb for the day. Attaching 8 struts to 6 landing gear doesn't end well. Here, we'll change it. We'll change the music up. Bye, John. Oh, it's off-center mounted. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, because we're not... The center of this payload bay is an exact center of mass. It's close. I just got to make sure all these struts kind of attach in the same way here. Like I said, we're offset because the drive isn't centered inside of the payload bay because it has to be pointed through the center of mass. Wow. Wow, what? No, this isn't working. Phil, what's up? Would it be easier if you used engine first for momentum? I'll check it in a second, Phil. I kind of want to get some Kerbal today. We did 12 hours of space news or 10 hours of space news yesterday. That's a lot of news. "10 hours of space news is fun." Yeah, absolutely. Alright. I'm gonna try something weird. We had 1 strut holding 1 landing gear, and this thing worked excellent. So, let's just do 2 struts holding 2 landing gear in symmetry, and I'm curious to see what that does. Just got back. How'd the launch go? Scrubbed. Water. It's a shuttle with a Kraken drive mounted in the payload bay. It's non-deployable. I mean, I could... Yeah, no, it's not... I was going to say I could make it deployable, but no, I don't want it. It's fixed drive. Modular Kraken drives and, like, being able to deploy it like that, that would be hard to do. It would be hard to make the warp core ejectable, if you catch my drift. I mean, we could design it. It's possible. But, yeah, it would be tough to do. It's pretty good, Phil. Actually, yeah, I'm just gonna look in here. I'm curious to see what this thing is doing. And I'm wondering if we're gonna go fast. You'll know that we start to go fast when the drive clicks in. It'll bounce around for a second, but it's not doing that. What is this software? Kerbal Space Program. It's a game where you design and build rockets and planes and stuff. It's fun. Not entirely realistic, Millstorm, but it's still pretty good, dude. Let's see if it clicks in at 400. Drive ain't clicking. She ain't clicking in. That's very weird. Nice, my teenage son's gonna love this. He was geeking out over the engine test yesterday. He builds aircraft out of Legos regularly. Oh. Yeah, no. Kerbal is very fun. What I try to do is like high school, college level stuff with the rockets, but sometimes we mess around. Right now, I'm trying to make a game-breaking drive. If you notice, my space shuttle is just kind of hovering around over my space center. It's because we found a way to make a propulsion mechanism in the game that breaks physics. How's the spring and dampers? They're where they should be, dude. But yeah, like space and science and airplanes and stuff. This is a STEM stream that basically focuses around that. Huh. The drive was activating just fine when we were using the jet engines, so maybe we need to just get some altitude and get some airspeed. Is that booster test ready to go? We're going to watch NASA test out an SRB here in a moment. They hope to begin the test soon. Okay. I'm sold. I'll be picking this up ASAP. Nah, dude, your kid will love KSP. You can build all kinds of planes in this. Or space planes. Yeah, you have access to like an entire solar system. You know, you have the moon, you have Kerbin, the sun. You can go anywhere. There's asteroids floating around there. You can go to the asteroids. You can mine asteroids. You can go land on the moon. You got to build everything to get there, which is cool. Like, it's very clear that I got a space shuttle on the screen, but it's made out of parts. I had to build it. This doesn't come with the game. This space shuttle. I built this thing. And the cool thing is, with the exception of it hovering on the screen, like you see right now, I made this thing fly like the rear one. Like, if I disable the drive here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to fly it. If I disable this drive and do that, it'll start flying like a real one. I'm just kind of hoping we can get some airspeed here. Because my proto drive is not really working how I want. Huh. This thing straight up just doesn't work anymore. I re-engaged the drive, and we should just go back into a hover mode. Huh. I don't understand why we did that. Why that did that. That's very weird. I'm not understanding the behavior very well. What happens if I disconnect those struts? Yeah, that's probably what we'll do. I'm just going to zap this thing up into space real quick. Now I'm going to use a cheat here. So get rid of that, set the orbit. And there we go. I just used the cheat menu to get it up into space. I just want to see what this does. That's very peculiar. It shouldn't be doing that. It should have gone. We should be going fast. Well, I got it to SSTO Flacken a second ago with no cheats. But now it doesn't want to, which is, like I said, that's a little strange. Huh. Alright, let's see if the drive engages up here. Yep. Yeah, it engages just fine up here. It just doesn't do it down low. That's very weird. Great picture, by the way. Yeah, we're really going fast now. Huh. No, Flykin, I had it working a second ago. And then I noticed that one of my struts was running to a weird thing, and I got rid of the strut that was running to a weird thing, and now it didn't work at all. Did I disable the inertial damper? Yes. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, we got to make sure we do that. But now I also noticed that, look, it spins out of control now. Whatever that strut was doing, that strut that was run by accident made the drive way more stable than what we already had. Dang it. I'm going to have to go back in the VOD and look. Because that was the most stable I've ever seen it. And we bottomed the drive out and it worked great. Now I need the RCS to stabilize it. Because it won't stabilize without it. But also I can push the drive to an insane number now. No, Badger, I didn't. I overrode it because I didn't think that strut was the thing that was making it work. Interesting. Interesting. Huh. That little maneuver is going to cost us 20 years. Huh. A direct descent, someone. Yeah, depends on where you're going, but yes, you could do that. Some rockets do a direct descent. They don't circularize. They just keep going. That's called a direct descent. There's like direct to geo. There's a bunch of different things that yeah, that's absolutely a thing. But I know what you mean. Like, is that a thing? Like, would that be a thing? Would that be more efficient doing it this way? Yeah, yes, it would. Like with the Kraken drive, if they existed. Yeah. Just fly straight up there. Ariane 5 does direct to geo. They did direct to geo during the last Ariane. Or no, Vega did direct to geo with the. No, Vega didn't go direct to geo. Somebody did the other day. I think it may have been ULA. I'm not sure. Here, I'm just going to zip this thing up into space and we'll see what it does. I don't know, Flykin, maybe. We're playing KSP, guys, but I'm waiting on this booster test, which is now almost an hour late. It was yesterday, random. We celebrated it on stream by watching some Apollo 11 footage. Yeah, it's a good time. Okay, so let's just zip this up here like this. Target the moon. Where are you? Where's Mun? Just kind of... Surveyor, yeah, did direct to the moon. That's right. And then Surveyor did direct to the moon, someone, and then landed. So Surveyor just shot right at the moon, and then right before Surveyor was going to crash into the moon, they had an SRB, like a Star 48, and they fired it, and that got rid of all of its velocity, and then they just used something akin to like a little RCS to get it to land. True story. Truer story. The first one didn't work and crashed into the moon. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Crazy ascent. Alright, ready? Let's enable the drive. We're bending those struts. Whoa. Dude. Look at that. Stable past 10. No RCS. Yeah, that strut was doing it. That strut was making this work. The stabilizer struts. We're tensioning these struts with the landing gear and it really, really is popping off. We're starting to lose stability. Turn the RCS on. $20 Gs of acceleration. Yeah, that stabilizer strut. Something to hold the landing gear back is absolutely doing this. Is absolutely working. Oh, it broke. We pogoed. Drive broke. Wow. Prop load has started on SN24. Man, so much stuff happening. Now can you slow down? Yeah, of course. You just got to turn around. Turn it the opposite way. We'll be at 2 hours, 6 minutes. That's not good enough. How fast can we really go with this thing? Jeb doesn't like this. $15. We're at 15 Gs. Slight RCS stabilization. Man, we're really booking. 10 minutes to the moon. Let's push it.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
19 Gs of acceleration. 23 kilometers a second. Jeb is cryo sleeping. We're not even near full power for the drive. We're at about half power, and it overpowered the RCS. Wow. All right, what happens if we do this? That's crazy. This is a 50-ton vehicle, 48 now, and we can accelerate at 20. This drive is super stable, and if we hold it, if we have those things held like that, it really gets stable. Are we locked out? We're locked out on those, huh? All right, we need another test. I gotta test something else here. Ready? Past 10. $13, 14G. We lost it at 14 instead of 20. Yeah, locking that rotor out is a good idea. Yeah, okay. That's crazy. Why are we pitching down though? I don't understand the downward pitch. Get rid of those struts. Yeah, those struts definitely made this thing less stable. I disabled them and now the thing flips out at 10. Okay, cool. I saw what I wanted to see. Excellent. Interesting. That's very interesting. Is this thing lined up with our center of mass? Oh, it's a little bit above it. Just a little bit. This thing has to point through the COM. If it doesn't, you're going to have a really bad day. But the other thing is that we were using RCS. If we were using RCS, it lowers the center of mass and it'll make it want to nose over. That's why. The more RCS we use, the more out of whack the center of mass got. Okay. The yeet stick drive is pretty good, man. That's pretty cool. Okay, let's try something else. I didn't think we would get to this point. I didn't think we'd get to this point, dudes. But yeah. Could you explain how this engine works? I have a grip pad attached to a hydraulic badger, and it pushes on landing gear. If you bottom the landing gear out, you go fast. It's the same type of thing, like if you load up a scene in Kerbal and a vehicle's on landing gear and it just blows up. Same idea. Are we going to figure out how to gimbal the Kraken drive? That's not a good idea. It might be possible with hybrid Tech Falcon, but... Alright, here. Let's go right in here like this. Yeah, there's sci-fi drives. Alright, how heavy is this ship? It's 300 tons. Let's see if we can bring it down to okay, 270. I think I put my spinning Kraken drives in here. Yeah, we don't need that. Where's our root part? The root part is the fairing. Okay, interstage node is on. So I'm going to save this. And now what we need to do is I need to figure out... Alright, so open this drive up. Then we got to merge with the Yeetstick 5 craft file. Yep, we had some struts run to the wrong thing. Okay, so I'm going to move the camera down here, and then we need to reattach some of the struts for the drive. Or, what we could do is get rid of that, and I could mount the whole thing on a physics-less plate, like that. Take this, move it out here like this. Better solution. Give me a 1.25 fairing. Attach the 1.25 fairing, turn the interstage nodes on. Don't save that. And then merge Yeetstick 5. And I should be able to attach this right there and not have to worry about the struts being run to anything strange. Turn off the truss structure there. Those didn't get placed correctly. They still didn't get placed correctly. Half of them got placed correctly that time. Some of them didn't. Okay, hold on a second. See, some of the struts don't place correctly on the drive, so what we have to do is just move that out of the way for a second. Oh. Oh, yeah. Okay. And then we need to rotate the main housing on the drive. The main housing, of course, is the normal Lotus O Delta type placed in panendermic semi-boloid slots of the stator. Every seventh conductor connected to a non-reversible tremie pipe on a differential girdle spring on the up end of the Grammys. The Kraken drive has reached a high level of development and is being successfully used in the operation of no-for-trunnions. Moreover, when a fluorescent score motion is required, it also may be employed with a drawn reciprocation dingle arm to reduce sinusoidal repleneration. It's not cheap, but I'm sure the government will buy it. Yeah, of course. The Kraken drive knows where it is at all times. It knows this because it knows where it isn't. By subtracting where it is from where it isn't, the system has now developed a deviation. It also could be corrected by the GEA. Alright, so we're going to test something here. Now the drive's on our center line, right? So let's take this, right? And give me 6 times symmetry, like that. And then go like this. We're going to tension those landing gear again. But this time, because we're lined up on a center line with a part, instead of like the offset payload bay, right? That should be enough to propel this thing. Hey Maguni, long time no see. Okay. I've checked all struts are in the correct positions. Alright, and now where's the center of mass? Oh, we picked up a weird transform there. Don't want to do that. And that twisted the drives. I hate it when my drives get twisted. 9 minutes just announced. Is that when NASA's? I was just about to ask. When's the FSB booster going off? Yep. And you guys, if you want to mess with this drive, it's up on Kerbal-X. Yeah, it's up on Kerbal-X. You can use this drive that I'm using. I have it in its prototype format with the probe core and the SAS, but yeah, it does work. They are in a hodl? Yeah, that happens. FSB2 is going at 4:02 Eastern. Is that when the coverage starts, or is that when... NASA just went live. Oh.